Right, you can see that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So basically you can say like screen.draw line, and then up in the preview thing when you run it, it does that. So if simplistically, I guess, if you scroll down and find the set color thing, so you put that in there. So you do screen dot set color, and it takes RGB. So you go 255, 0, 255, ignore the alpha component. So when you run that, it draws in that color, but you can see what it's doing. But in theory, in the on tick, you could put some other code that modified this. So I don't know. Let's say we have an integer and x equals 0. Actually, we need to remember it between the ticks, don't we? That's the problem. How do you initialize it? I don't know.
I'm cool on hacks on that. We got less research points and less cash last time round.
I think it's just random, something.
But it's this stuff that was intriguing me. You click on generate Lua code, and then it generates the code for whatever you do here. How do you get rid of these, though? How do you get rid of that? How do you get rid of these?
What's the delete thing?
Yeah, what's the delete on the third row?
No, it doesn't do anything when you click it. Don't know how you remove them. Outside the function local foo equals 0. What you can do? Oh, okay. So I don't know, let's say start with that as 1, and then we go nx equals nx plus 1. And then in the on draw, you say draw from 1, 1 to 1, nx. But at the bottom of this, you say if nx is greater than 32, nx equals 1 and something like that. So it just basically loops it. Doesn't like that.
Watching ball code, man.
It doesn't like something. I can't read what that error message says. Error string something.
Can't you zoom out on the monitor thing?
Oh, you need it
Yeah,
then.
the monitor zoom. Can you move that?
There you go. So then it...
Way!
Because that, I mean...
Look at the amazement of what you've done!
It saves you having to spawn like a vehicle in just to keep testing this. You can just get the code right here in an editor, and then you can put it in the game.
You may have just, you know, found the key to the rest of your days.
Right, you know what? 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
It's this stuff that I don't get, though. Like this UI builder, I can't seem to interact with this properly.
It does say it's... Yeah, I don't know why it ain't deleting stuff.
You literally can't get rid of anything. Does anybody know how to delete these? Can you select an item, delete? That's what I keep doing. Like I click on it, click delete, click on it, click delete, nothing happens. I just don't understand how this works. Second column where it says off is where you build the UI.
Second column where it says off, where you build the UI.
The heck? Click delete, then off. That's the most unintuitive weirdness I've ever seen. What does that even... There's a line.
If you use the UI build assume pool and make it a bit bigger, it's easier to use.
What? Click and
There's a
drag the
little
off.
slide bar where it says generate Lua code. If you slide that, it's the UI build assume. It's a lot easier to see what's going on. That's kind of dumb the way you delete stuff though.
What's all this rotate? Where's all this come from? Best GUI ever. But yeah, this is the interesting bit. Like, it's got all the functions in it, and then it's even got, it says Stormworks API. But when it's a standard Lua thing, like say the math stuff, it has a link to the actual manual. So I say absolute, you can go to absolute and like reference it. I really like that. It's pretty good though. Means I can play with the functions and get like the maths right. That's the main thing. Get the mathematics right for rotating things. Oh man, I used to do all this.
Right.
Matrix
I'll be right
transforms.
back.
Okay.
Are we full yet?
Nearly,
Probably
but
not.
not quite.
Very, very, very nearly full. Just ticks boxes for touchscreen. I'll have a play. Is Microsoft Flight Sim out, yeah? Yeah? Yeah, you can play it now. Not. What, pups?
Start the chopper.
Get to the chopper!
Or as Alex would say, whatever.
Oh no. Oh
The
no.
black.
Oh my god. Why have we got a flat battery? Have you got any battery on that tank? Any way of feeding power to this thing?
I don't know, because I don't know what connector's on the bottom of curly tomes.
There's a battery connector on the bottom, remember? Right here. But have we got anything that can give it battery power?
Nope.
I'm back. Are you joking me?
No, the battery's dead. It's on 0.01. It's been sat there. I'm guessing the door has basically sucked all the power.
I can... If I run a boat across...
Have we got something to feed some power into the battery connector and then we can get going?
That's not even a battery connector, that's a altimeter, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Do
it
we
is.
have a
Wait, I thought we...
battery?
I swore I
I know
put
we
one on.
put- I know
That
we
was
put
on the
one
plane.
Oh yeah, that was the plane. Okay,
We need-
rip.
What if you reload the save?
No, we're not waiting 20 minutes to refuel this tank again.
No, as in reload this save. Save it and jump back in.
And
Will
you
the
can-
battery be
It's
full?
got the keep active block in, it's just going to disappear.
Oh, Christ.
I asked you, did it have it in it before we left?
Yes, it has got it in it, so we can't
Right,
reload
so we're
the
not
save.
we're not reloading this.
So I need to... So... There's no way of doing it.
There is. We're gonna fly another chopper over here. How much fuel was left at Draymore?
Nothing, I don't think.
Really?
I think like 1,000 litres maybe. Teleport there and
Professional
check.
rescue services. Who rescues the rescuers? Mr. Scrabot,
There's
thank you very
2,000
much
litres
for the
and there's
5
plenty of
sub bomb.
fuel.
I can't.
Thank you, Scrabot, mate. It's really
I
generous of you.
teleport, no
And if you
one's
got a
gonna
sub,
be
please
here.
give me a thank you.
Yeah, so I'm here, so Paul needs to jump here, spawn another curly, and let's get going.
Wait, what was here?
Draymore.
You said it had no fuel.
It's got 2,000 litres. Don't forget we reloaded the save.
Yeah, well today, isn't it? You also need to despawn this chopper.
I don't want to because in case it despawns the wrong vehicle.
Unless, and then we'll need to come up with some sort of device to pump out the fuel from that chopper that we've already paid for.
The only way you're going to do that is my pump would do it, but there's no way of getting it here.
Well, it'll have to go on a boat, won't it?
Yeah, but is it going to go on a boat?
Yeah, I'll get it on a boat. Not during the stream, but we'll get on a boat.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's fitting an electrical connector. What a clever idea.
I'm putting it in there right now.
So that means you need to add like a small winch to your...
Well, in theory, there's 5 batteries in that.
That's what I
tank.
mean. You need to add like a small winch with an electrical connector on the end. So if it does come to worse, we can just winch it out and hook it up to Curtis.
Airlift the chopper onto the boat. Yeah, right.
We're not very good at this fuel arc, aren't we?
I think we've all been distracted. That's probably. Let's leave it at that. You two have been up to Domino's. I mean,
Where's
it's
the
just
battery
gone back
relay
and worse.
gone?
I mean, when we did it,
There it
Sammy,
is.
with the boat and my fuel pump things, it worked fine. Just
Straight into the battery.
I'll have to give you a copy of my little fuel pump thing, Sammy, and see if you can fit it on so we can drive it on and off.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Trying to think which button to use to disconnect it.
Don't really need a button. You can just do it manually by hand if you want.
Well, it's got a connector just in case we need to get the jump leads on it. We're taking on fuel.
Yeah.
Solar panels are the most useless thing in the game. You'd be better off just having blocks than having solar panels. And I'm not joking. Solar panel in this game generates 0.000005 watts per minute, I think it is. Might be per second, but frankly, it doesn't make any difference. Yeah, exactly, Captain Flint. You get more power just by looking at it than you will out of a solar panel. Oh, and that was theoretical maximum. That's in that's at midday in the game. Anything else and it's less efficient. How much is in there?
200.
Okay.
We're going to have to do a diesel run at some point, Sammy.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
I can't see it being the doors either. Because last time he was here when it filled up, the doors were open and it didn't empty.
We'll figure a way, Joseph. Now, if we'd have put a connector on this to give power, we could have jump-started the other chopper while it was there, couldn't we?
No, because this one doesn't have an electrical connector.
That's true.
It's like the Twilight effect of.
Let's go, Mr. Sommy.
Yeah, I'm just sorting the hose reel out. Let's not have another problem. In, on, done.
Just as you hit the hangar on the way out.
No, it's not sandbox mode. It's career mode with limited fuel.
You're clear. Go, go, go.
Can't see a flipping thing.
Well, we could have been doing it in the daytime, but where was the fun in that?
Oh, we don't need another chopper to rescue that chopper.
Shh.
I'm looking at that map on the right, just heading northbound. Staying away from the island.
While you fly back over here, I'm going to see if I can find the iRacing patch notes.
Yeah, good luck. I guarantee they won't be on the iRacing website.
They never are.
I need to put an X in that just so at least can see where the heck we are. Artificial horizons there. See, I'm running at 60% throttle here and we're fine. But I think it increases our range. I take it we're going to land and refuel this.
Your call. I suggest we should.
We're going to have to. We won't have enough fuel otherwise.
You're going to have to, like, try and squeeze in this side of the tanker.
Can you move the crane out of the way at the least?
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Which side of the tanker? I don't think
Oh,
we need
no,
that
you go
hose
up.
out right now.
Right, that's the crane moved out.
I would go in the far corner between
Where
the
I
cliff
am.
and the crane.
I think we might hit the light.
If you come towards the railing, you'll be fine. There you go. Keep going 1 meter and touchdown. I feel like I've done this before, so me.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I'm leaving the engine running, I'm not even risking it.
No, you're alright.
Does the other heli have connector? No. That's you literally just saw me put it on this version of the heli. Right there. So if the other one had it, we could jump start it. But without that, there's no way of getting it going again. I think the problem is these doors, you see, they just continuously take power. It's really annoying. There's no way of like...
I don't think it is the doors.
I think it is. If you can't switch them off, technically.
Yeah, but the first time we landed here, we was here for like half an hour and they didn't drain the batteries.
Well, what's happened when it's been sat over there then? I know start the engine takes a chunk of power because we went from 80 to 20% last time. Anything less than 20% doesn't start.
May I make a suggestion on what the problem could have been? the rotor blades on the other one were closed when you tried to start it because of the bridge.
They were indeed. I don't know if that would have caused it, but yeah. Closing the rotor blades would definitely screw it up.
I wonder, I think last time, because we refueled it and then you started it as soon as we'd finished refueling it. So I think just we were here 3 times longer without starting it than we were the last time.
I think it's because the rotor blades were closed. It still tried to start the thing.
No, the lights were turned off. I mean, the displays were on. I need to put some kind of switch on the display so that you can turn them on and off.
Be interesting to see how much power got whacked from this tank if you after
Not a
starting.
lot. Because there's only 2 batteries in this one, in curly terms. Two medium
Magnetic
batteries.
connectors drink power. It wasn't, they weren't turned on though.
Generate power back
Yeah.
down anyway, can't it?
Yeah,
So-
it works both ways.
Magnet connectors weren't actually on.
Maybe I'll fit 2 subtle winches on it somewhere.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll add a button in here that puts all the instrument lights on and the displays. I'll rewire it so we minimize power. The problem is even if we had a breaker to turn the doors off, if you turn these doors off, they just flap around. They're really annoying. You can't turn them off and have them not flap around. Is this why the most complicated workshop vehicles use circuit breakers? I use circuit breakers and I use relays. Circuit breakers are there so that you can turn entire systems off, so they're very useful. Relays you can do the same thing with, but I use relays to organize the electrics better. So I have like an instrument relay just underneath all the instrumentation, and you have like one
Does that
connector
seem
going
really
in,
slow to
and that
anybody
goes
else?
to all the instrumentation, and then you can just
Of
flick the
diesel.
switch on it and know
Yeah,
everything
'cause we're
goes
still-
off. But when you're looking at the
The
wiring,
engine's
it's
still
not
running,
like
isn't it?
spaghetti junction then. Things go to the relay that are nearby. I think an extra battery won't help, no. Why don't you make a custom door? I could have made a custom door, but a custom door won't go to the edge of the slope on the right because you need one block of frame all the way around the door. So I could make a custom door for it, but I didn't. And it still wouldn't eliminate the problem. Also, custom doors tend to hinge, not slide, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, can you not put a door lock on it? Did that not stop the power drain as well?
You can lock it, but you need power to keep it locked.
Okay.
Kind of, George. I did that on the plane. I had like a starter battery. I had like a 2-battery system. So you had like one set of batteries isolated from the main batteries, and it was fed by the generator. So if these batteries went dead, in theory you could kickstart the engine from the starter battery. And we can have one door, but on a heli it doesn't really look cool, does it? I think the lesson I'm taking from this is always put electrical connectors on your vehicles.
Oh.
Looking cool is better than looking practical, I agree.
Oh, it gets to within a meter.
You're moving the heli now, be careful.
Oh, okay.
You could just push your tank forward, Sommy, and just, you know,
I
thinking
can't
laterally.
because I'm not strong enough. Not strong enough, man. I've tried,
One
man.
second.
I've tried.
Let me bring the Popeye spinach arm over here for you.
The muscles from Chelmsford.
Exactly. How's that? Red Devil, thank you, 28 months. Smid, thank you, 42. Everything's fine, thank you.
Right, the money stopped, so I'm assuming it's full.
Yep.
31535 up here. Are we good to go here?
Yep.
I'm not in yet, but yeah.
Right. Are you getting in?
I'm just wheeling up the gantry. Right, that's done. Switch that power off. Save what power we've got. There we go. Coming. Right, in.
Just remember you got 20 meters of cable out.
Yeah, can you reel it into 10?
Yeah.
Well, at least it's nearly daylight.
That's 10.
That's lift.
I'm just going to hover here for a second and try and stabilise. Yeah, we're not using that. Don't use altitude hold when you're hauling heavy cargo. $12 of fuel, is that enough?
Well, it's saying 16 kilometers of fuel, so yeah.
Is that enough to get us home as well?
Well, you won't have as much load, will you, once you're dropped off? Yeah, you're burning 240 a minute.
Pops, can you reel it into 5 meters?
Oh.
Thank you, Monkey One.
There you go.
Just wonder if we got enough clearance for this bridge. It's very hard to see.
It looks like it.
Yeah, you just about have, yeah. Oh no, there's plenty of room. .3D depth perception, man.
I know, right?
Right, so max distance is 13k, so I figure we've got 6 to go, so yeah, I think it should be plenty.
236 litres a minute burn, 13 kilometre range.
Yeah, so that first aisle, the top limit needs to be set to 250, doesn't it? Hang on.
Temperature's stable, that's the main thing. It's a collective freaking out. Man, having a heading hole just makes it so much nicer. Yeah, 4 litres a second, Dave. I mean, we are hauling some serious stuff here. 26,000 litres of diesel, that's a lot. Ashwin, thank you for 17.
It's Jet A, but we'll let you say it was diesel.
Alright, Jet A then. Or did you put the right stuff in the tank? That would be the next screw, wouldn't it?
Oh my
Can
god.
you imagine?
Please don't.
I'll just uninstall Format C drive, go home. Like, we're done
If
here.
this doesn't work. That's a whole 5-hour stream and we'd have achieved absolutely nothing.
Hang on, we achieved something. Me and Paul are getting Dominoes.
Yeah.
What does the GPS navigation make Kellyto's autonomous? What do you mean, Bella Kettle? It has a heading hold system, it has an altitude hold, but the altitude hold doesn't work too well when you've got so much weight behind you.
Is there something in the water right side?
I don't know, but we're not stopping for it. Yes, there is. That looks like a vehicle. A bus. Is that a yellow bus or something? Try.
Oh no, that's a research. That's a retrieve research drone. That's a research
okay.
drone.
Wow, we just happened to fly over a mission.
Yeah. I happened to fly over the exact thing. Wow.
Waypoint to waypoint, never without ejection from the pilot. I haven't got that yet. What I might do is take the heading indicator and on the right screen where the map is, project a line from the center so you can see where that's going to take you on the map.
That's a good idea.
Do you know, I just sense that you're not going to get to sleep before 3 AM. Now that you've figured out that you can do that Lua script thing live.
Yep, that's going to help.
It's alright, I'll be building my chopper. They'll be doing that while we're munching on Dominoes.
I'll finish building my train, or the Land Rover, or the amp boat, or the truck boat, or the...
Sounds like you've got enough on the go.
I've got so many projects in this game at the moment, it's ridiculous. I mean, Pup has seen the amp boat several times. And it'll be awesome if I ever manage to finish it, but yeah.
You need to finish one project, Sammy, before you move on to the next one.
Yeah, but it's finished, like, you know I finished the radio stuff.
It's a collective,
and, like,
Dave.
I then had to go back and retrofit that into all the creations so that we had radio in all of them. And it was
Hey,
like,
I
okay.
retrofitted it to an old curly top.
So cool. So what I made a little creation which was like basically a bar, the microprocessor, the control pad, and an antenna and a battery. Wired it all up and then put it in the workshop so that people could see how it worked. I was expecting Pups to take it into the game, split it all out, put it into the helicopter integrator. All he'd done was bolted that creation onto the side, so I had this bar of just random stuff on the side.
It was about 3 blocks wide by 10 blocks long, and I just plugged it and merged it to the chopper.
Right, so we're going to drop this off, fly away, see if it still unloads, and then carry on with whatever else we were going to do this evening.
Yes, but remember, we can't leave this game until it's empty, otherwise we'll lose fuel. Do you want me to winch out to 10 meters, Paul?
No, I'll just leave it where it is for now.
We've got enough fuel to fly 4 kilometers. There you go.
Probably even more after we've dropped the one.
Yeah. It's really annoying how you can't cross-colour the door, isn't it?
Don't disconnect that.
Were you not close enough to the floor? It's disconnected, you're good. Sammy, once we connect it, I'll put it closer. Oh wait, is this one set to remote control? It is now. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in the workshop yet. It will one day make its way onto the workshop, but not until I'm happy with it.
One day.
When my to-do list is expired, it will go in the workshop.
Yeah, that pump still does nothing, so.
Yeah.
I hit the brakes sometime. Now hit the brakes. It's like the Three Stooges, isn't it?
I've got control, so
Plagueis, thank you for 17 months. You're welcome.
there we go.
Yeah.
All good.
Maybe down a bit. Right, load up, let's roll out.
I agree. Let's go.
Only burning 14 litres per minute at the moment. Nice and efficient.
Good to go.
You on board?
What?
Yeah, on board. So can I ask, are the doors now open because we're above a certain altitude? Or is it because we've overridden the doors and even when we're on the ground, on this ground, it's not low enough to open the doors?
I don't know if Puppy's opened it.
Yeah, we had to open it to get out, I think.
Yeah, so when I
Yeah, I
fit
have
the
to
laser
open it.
thing, I'll use that instead, because that'll be the more accurate measure.
So we've got a 17-kilometre range. 23-kilometre range.
Yeah, I just dropped it back to 30% throttle to see what I can get away with.
Right, we're approaching over a K. That's 1.1, 1.2.
I need a PID that basically manages the engine RPS with the throttle.
Right, there you go. So the keep alive block is working, but you can't now quit this game until that time, until that clock stopped running.
Yay!
We should just took it out, so I should just stood on top of the thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, 70 litres per minute we're now burning. On the way over, we was burning, what was it, 200 and something?
200 and, yeah.
All's gonna trigger Hannah.
That's the difference. Wait, what?
With you scratching your beard.
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean.
She doesn't like it, does she?
I have a
He
typo
always
in my
wishes that
title.
part of it.
Whoopsie doodle.
was.
I've been streaming for like, what,
At the
3.5
intro, she
hours?
always
I'll be
mutes a
ending
bit
in
where
half
he
an
does
hour.
it with his
I don't think it
beard.
matters
He
anymore.
always mutes it.
So Han doesn't like scratchy beard. Alex doesn't like people eating food. What a bunch of nutters. Yeah, we'll have to recover the other chopper and lose all the fuel on board, I guess. If we fly to the other chopper and reverse the fuel, we get the money back, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
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 So wow, really? So you
Yeah.
buy the fuel and it's one way, you can't refund it.
No. So the only way of doing it is either selling the fuel or obviously putting it into storage for us so that we can get it out. Me and Pups will do a run over there with a boat and...
We was just talking about how much you like Paul's beard handle. That was all. You got an itch, Paul. You got a bit of a scratch you need to do.
Right, Pups, can you please exit the vehicle?
I have exited.
Ah, no!
What?
Never
Why did
mind.
you scream, oh no? What?
Because we could have siphoned the last little bit of fuel out of Curly Toes back into the tank.
Oh yeah, because that's gonna make a whole bunch of difference in the state of this game.
I
so
reckon
many.
you go and get a ship full of it. Right, where's this laser thing?
There's no diesel here at all.
No, exactly. You cannot spawn anything here.
Right, a laser distance sensor. Laser distance sensor with a maximum
So
measurement
we're
range
gonna
of
go
2
and spawn your
kilometers.
boat.
Laser point sensor.
Well, I'm going to have to put a winch on it, aren't I?
A sensor that outputs a relative X and
no.
Y position of a laser
because
point that
there's no
is...
winch for me to get it out of the plane.
No, don't worry
Wait,
about
what?
the plane yet. Can we just go and top up this base?
A beacon that produces a visible laser point.
But if
Wow.
I'm going to the refinery to get a load of
You do
diesel,
laser
I might as
lock
well
on
take
stuff.
it out of the plane.
Right, so we're going to put this in the tail section of the plane. So we'll stick it like 1, 2, 3. Put it there like that. And that's going to be our ground radar distance measurement. Any properties? Yes. Infrared. Don't need infrared, do we? Why does it matter if it's infrared?
No, you don't need infrared, Paul.
That's a really weird option. Okay. Electricity. Main circuit breaker. What do you mean visible to players? Right, what outputs does it have? It outputs the distance measured in meters up to 2,000 meters. It has an on-off active button and a laser distance sensor wavelength. A specific light wavelength to emit. What? It determines if it's visible to players or not. We're going for red then. I don't really want to see a laser pointer coming out the back of the chopper. Okay, so meanwhile, back in the chopper. I think we're connected to the always on block. Do I really want to do this all the way back here? Blimey. So that's going to measure in meters, which we want to convert to feet, really. And then we want to draw it somewhere. I'm just trying to think. Is that the map thing? My aircraft heard. That's my video. Do we want it on the HUD? I guess we want it on the HUD, don't we? So we're going to need it here. On this controller. Oh, I'm going to have to make the controller bigger. Good evening, WWE fan. Right, we'll make this thing slightly wider. So we'll add extra block that way. Thank you. Then we're going to need an input, which is...
I got the patch notes!
Okay, what's in it?
I went into Quirk's stream and asked if he knew I could find them.
You see what I mean? They're never on the iRacing website. They're always posted somewhere random. I bet they gave you a pastebin link.
Indeed, they did.
See, so where are they getting them from? Is there like an iRacing Discord server where they're posting them or something?
Quirk said they should always be on the iRacing forum under staff announcement.
They're not. Go and have a look.
That's what I'm looking at now, but I can't see them.
Welcome back, Nutter.
So AI Racing is now available at Lime Rock Park.
Whoop-de-doo.
They fixed the car at Oval, which I don't care about.
Right, so...
Ford GT 2017, various audio for this vehicle has been improved.
Heights coming in on...
Don't care about the Mazda MX-5.
Channel 6. This is my code. So we want to get...
Porsche 911 GT3 cut tyre model has been updated.
Now we're going to need to draw the... We said we wanted to draw it below it, didn't we? So we need the... We've got the altimeter, and then we want our radio altimeter.
So I just read the patch notes, Paul. Nothing that concerns us.
Can I spell height like that? It needs to be 5
Are
letters.
you in the workbench by any chance, Paul?
Yes, why?
Could you possibly hop out for a few seconds while I get this hose connected?
Okay.
Oh, you could tell me you teleported something. I'm just doing my own thing.
I just clicked the wrong button.
Well, that happened.
One sec. Squirrel HUD.
Where's the cable for you
Save.
sent me?
It's in the middle of the sky. I'm waiting for Paul to
Save.
get out of the workbench so I can move the gantry. I can't even do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to not screw up some code here.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Curly
not
toes.
pressure, and that's just a.
AH11.2. Okay, I'm out. Java, it's lower. Is it working now?
That's doing nothing for me.
It moved for me.
What are you trying to do?
Come and do the controls then.
We're just
Pops, 'cause
around the corner.
It didn't move for me at all.
Hang on.
I don't see you on my screen at all.
We're
On
at
the
Spy
map,
Cakes.
Paul, we're
Well, you're not
on
just around the
one.
corner then, are you?
But it is on the map.
Oh, hang on. The crane's now moving for me since Paul was exited out.
If you come out of a hangar and somebody says we're just around the corner, that does not mean I'm on the other side of the island. Is it working or do I need to go over there?
Can you come over here, Paul? Because it's
1
still
second.
being funny.
Oh, you might have to leave and rejoin, Somu.
Yeah, can you... I wanted to try and fuel it from the pump on the deck, just to prove that that's working.
Right, what are we trying to do?
Can you lift the winch up?
The one on the deck.
The one that you're standing next to.
The one from the gantry.
One's in the water. Is it that one you want me to get?
Yeah. There you go, Sammy, it's working.
Got it, pups, or...
Just lift it up and I'll grab it. Okay, where do you want it going?
On the hose on the deck. The... Oh, I know what that's done. No.
Okay.
God, I hate the winch update in this game.
If
Yep.
you want, Sammy, chuck it in and I'll do it for you quick.
No, it's not that. It's just... It's stupid.
Sammy rage.
It's because you can't get dominoes, that's what it is.
I'll get you a punch bag. Can I go back in the workbench yet?
Hang on, man. Stop being impatient.
See, I wish the tanks were like this size back in the hangars, like 30k one. The stupid little poxy 15k.
Right.
Don't you start raging as well, Paul.
You should be able to spend research points or something or money or whatever to upgrade these docks. Like add extra fuel tank storage and things like that.
You've got a search bar. What more do you want?
Proper physics. Decent multiplier.
Well,
Information about all components.
Can you winch
Working
the cable up?
winches. Working
There
fuel
you go.
pumps. I mean, how big a list do you want?
that connected? I can't tell.
It's under the deck for me at the moment.
It's still below deck right now. There, I'm gonna get it now.
There you go.
Got it. Lower it down. Okay.
Right, that's filling. That's one progress. Hang on, before it gets too far.
I can disconnect it.
No, is it now pumping? Can you put the reverse on?
Yeah, it's pumping back.
Right, there we go. Right, now put it forwards.
What the heck
Right,
is
you can go back
this?
to the workshop now, Paul. Thanks. It's a radio antenna.
You see what it was doing?
Yeah, pups. So there's dual controls on this. There's both sides.
Sounds good, Sammy. Whatever you agree, whatever you say.
Right, so we've got that value coming in.
Just interesting.
Height
put
coming in
your,
channel 6. We're
reel
gonna
that
draw.
cable
I need to. What we're gonna put here for height? I don't like spelling height. We're gonna put height like that, I guess. Looks a bit naff, doesn't it? So that would put radio altimeter. I don't know. What do you think? Space out like that. That's probably best, isn't it? So we're gonna put that below it. So we need
Right,
probably
we're gonna go and get fuel anyway.
ish. Let's try that. AGL. Something like that then. Right, so down here we want to do how many decimal? We'll do it as 5. You're never going to get 5, but we'll keep it consistent. Height like that. And then we'll put that on. Wait a minute. Ain't going to work. On 9. So 2. Let's do that
It's
on
too faster
11.
than it used to be.
And then we'll do that
What have you
on
I may have tweaked it
18.
a little bit.
A little.
That might work.
Well, Paul sort of abandoned this model, so it was like, right, I'll pimp it then.
I've not abandoned it at all.
Abandoned it.
I've not abandoned it.
In other news, my pizza's here.
What happened to 9
9
o'clock?
o'clock
No, it's
delivery.
early. I should ask for a refund.
So that's going to come in, wait a second, that's going to come in meters. We've not finished here. We need to convert it. Convert that. Check the syntax. Syntax is good. Update the controller. Now, I think that's going to read a number here because it's already above the ground. We shall see. I need to move it down a bit. It's basically reading the altitude as 30 and the height as 10. Interesting. 10 feet. So yeah, it reckons 10 from there to there. So if we subtract 10 from it, that basically gives us our ground level. But we need to move the whole thing down a bit. So we get our height and then subtract 10. And the actual AGL needs to be probably another 5. At least another 5 down, so make that 16. Try that. There you go. AGL 0. Nice. Right, I've got an AGL now.
Okay, can you do us? You know the cluster on the where I've put the fuel readouts.
Yeah.
If you can just go into that on the workbench and put 250, 45, 250, 30 in the 4 dials.
Lost SB, that's good, bro. Thank you. Sorry. Instrument 1, instrument. What do you want me to change?
So instrument 1, minimum value is 0, maximum value is 250. Instrument 2 is 0 and 45. I'll stay outside, pups. Leave the bridge down.
Right, remaining fuel minutes is 45 maximum.
These are just rough figures that I'm guessing at the moment.
Aren't we picking up diesel as well to fill up back at base?
Yeah, we'll do. But we can just move the hose across, can't we? I'll say leave the bridge down, it'll be easier. Next one is 0 to 50. And I think the next one is 0 and 30. But until you get that in creative mode with unlimited fuel,
Yeah.
then we'll know what those maximum figures could possibly be. Yeah. Oh, in the microprocessor, just set the refresh rate a bit more. It was a bit jumpy.
Consumption. Hang on. The calculate period is on 2.
Yeah, recalculate period. Put that either down to half or 1.
Let's try 1.
You'll basically do it every second.
Right, this is the very basic map output we've got. So
All right, sorry, pups. No, that's done.
simplistically, I need to get zoom working for this. That's one thing. And what we want to do is draw something like a little cross or something in the middle of the screen.
Pumping out.
Unless anybody
Yeah,
knows an
that's what
easy
we're
way
doing.
of drawing a filled-in triangle in the game. I think you can draw rectangles and circles, but can you draw...
It's 12:02, isn't it? The pump.
Guess we'd want to set a curl. How are the
Do you wanna
plane
go and grab
physics?
the diesel
Janky.
line?
Unrealistic
Yeah,
and
2
janky.
seconds.
Because in theory we could.
Those.
No, not yet. Let's say just go and grab the other line because we can dual fill, can't we?
We can do a set color RGB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not eating his pizza too much.
Don't know what you're on about.
You got it?
Yep.
All right, winching out.
You can do screen draw line X1, X2. There we go. Draw triangle. Is there a oh, there is a draw triangle F. Nice. Okay. I'll have to do some maths to get that one to work. So for now, we'll just do a draw line, I think. It's good to know we've got it, though. So we're going to basically just draw like an X in the middle of the screen. So we've already got the width and the height of the screen. So essentially, you just want to draw
Still
like
coming out, pups.
2 lines like that. So you go width of the screen divided by 2. So that's the middle of the
Right,
screen.
that's curly toes empty.
Ah, okay.
And then the height will be
That's still pumping according to me.
height divided by
So
2 is the
gauge
middle.
empty.
Have you
And then
disconnected it,
say, I
or-
don't know, make
Yeah.
it 5 pixels
Right, now
high.
it's stopped. Well, it's stopped, but I don't know whether that's because
Either
you've
way.
disconnected. No, it's still going.
Yeah, I've just connected it to a diesel one.
Like that.
All right.
Do you want to winch a diesel one in?
I was going to winch
And then do the
this
same thing
out,
this way.
winch that out, winch the other one in, so that's ready to go. So we haven't got to worry about that.
Oh, okay.
It's up to you whether you want to take that curly toes back to the bench or not.
I don't mind, so me.
So I draw a line from -5 to... Oh, why did I do that? Wait, 0's the center? Are you sure about that? No, it's not. No, it's not.
We've evened out the purchasing and buying and selling. Money's stopped.
0's top left. I know that for a fact. 0, 0 is top left of the screen. So we're going to draw a line from -5 to +5. And we're going to draw a line from -5 to +5 there. It's a super simple cross. Okay. That's a little bit big. Also, it's asymmetric because the screen is an even number, so that it doesn't actually have a center point. Okay, fair enough, Adam. I've always been the kind of person that likes to be very specific about that. And the reason is because, like you say, different programming languages do actually do those things, map operator precedence slightly differently. And I like to be very explicit. And also because then the programmer, like whoever's reading it, knows exactly what my intention was. So I still like to use parentheses. They don't make any difference to the result in this case. But so I think what we'll do is we'll reduce the value there, and also.
Do you know how much fuel we had at Spy Cakes, Pups?
I think we'll make it 3 or 4.
Nope. I think like 10k or something. Oh.
Should do it. There you go.
And that's a 30k tank, isn't it?
It just helps a little bit.
Well, when you get a second, can you teleport to Spy Cakes and see how much diesel's left?
Please.
Please.
Spy Cakes.
Just the same island.
Wait, where you are?
We're at the oil refinery where we were.
Okay. Well, 0, 0 in the sensor would be not so much simple. It would go against all drawing standards. Like all XY reference coordinates in computer graphics either work 0, 0 top left, which is generally how they work, or they can invert the y-axis, but they never start center. That's crazy. Mostly because there is no center. Like, most screens are an even number of pixels wide, and even an even number of pixels high. And if you split that exactly in 2, there's no center point. Basically, you need an odd number to be right in the middle. So if you had like 5 wide, 3 would be in the middle. But if you're 4 wide, there is no middle because the middle's 2.5. Sorry, 2. You know what I mean? You can't split the middle bit. There's no pixel you can draw down the middle. You'll be slightly left or slightly right. 24K.
Yeah, I've already looked. Thanks. Cheers.
And also, if it actually comes from memory, it comes from video
So,
RAM.
Pops, if we take 15,000 in the hull,
Yep.
Video
and then take a
RAM.
full
The
tank
way they
of
used to
fuel,
draw
which
was
is
like you draw
8,000
linearly
something,
through RAM,
whatever's
and it
left,
kind of
we'll
represents the
drive
top
round
left of the
to
screen, and you draw
Whitegate,
a longer line, and then it
Sounds
wraps
good.
around and goes to the next line. And that's why it started up top left. But of course, XY coordinate systems generally in computer graphics work the other way, like the y-axis goes upwards, whereas on the screen the y-axis goes downwards, so they used to have to flip the X when you drew it. It's all crazy stuff. Right, that's another one on my list. I've just got an X in there for now. I was wondering if we could put the heading out of this thing onto the map display or not. I'm not sure if you want to. Altitude hold was going to go in. Oh, I can't read my own stuff here. What was the weather components people were talking about? Is that a
Get
sensor?
like a wind dial.
I know we can get temperature probes. Wind sensor, temperature sensor. Isn't that like a weather one? Humidity, meh. I'd say what I do want to do is get this logic working here. For so I've got the left and right there, but what I don't have is the zoom map in and out. And the reason I don't have the zoom map in and out is because maybe you guys can help. So here's your input and your output. When they press the button to say zoom in or zoom out, you get a click here. Now currently the zoom number, I'm feeding a constant value into the script, the zoom level. So really what I want to do is change this number. Instead of having a number 2 fed into here, I want to have a variable number that I can change by pressing these buttons. But the problem is like, how do you physically solve it with these microcontroller things? Because if you press, say, zoom out, then you want to increase that number. So whatever the current value is, you want to add something to it. But where do we store the number? We need to read it, check its value and change it, and then put it back. That's my point. Where are we actually storing the number? Are we just going to store it in a memory register like this? Are we going to store the actual value in that? What do you mean an up-down counter? An up-down counter has an internal value that will increase and decrease when receiving different signals. Okay, I've never seen one of these before. Increment value reset, clamp, disabled. Okay, so this is cool. You can actually, so we can set the minimum to be well, depends what we want to go down to, I guess. Let's say 1, and then the maximum I think you can go to is 50 or something stupid. Reset value, so we enable the clamp. What's the initial value? Is that the reset value? So we start it on 2. These inputs here. Up, down, reset. Looks like that might be the ticket. Nice one. So that's where experience comes from, because I'd never come across the counter component before. Let's see if that works. Wow, that actually... I'm tapping that and it's going like 4 or 5 times.
That seems a bit fast.
Well, it's actually tapping like 3 or 4 times when you touch it. Like it needs a repeat block.
Yeah.
Something that stops you like when you hold it down. It works really well when you do that, I guess.
Right, we're ready to depart, pups.
Ready for departure.
Mhm. I've hit the point in the pizza again where I've got 2 slices left.
You on board, pups?
Nope. Yep.
Get it down, lad. Stop being soft. If you're not in a pizza coma, you didn't have enough pizza. That's what I say.
Right, so if we stop by Draymore and fill that up, and I'll even cross feed some fuel out of the boat if we need to fill it right up, and then we'll head to Spy Cakes to empty it, yeah?
Yeah. Whereabouts are you going to stop at Draymore?
I don't know, by the beach somewhere.
I'm going to
Or
teleport to
a bit
Draymore
further
and
up.
see if that's a cliff. You're on your own, Sammy. I'm not there.
Okay.
Is there a mod for the game that changes the sound, like getting more realistic heli sound? I wish. I wish. I don't think you can mod that, to be honest, Fatty. There you go.
Sammy, can you see where I am on the map now?
Even
Yeah.
that feels like too
Can you
quick,
put
doesn't
in
it?
here?
That was where I was going for, yeah. What's the distance from there to the hangar?
It goes up too
Mike
quickly. It needs a
thinks way
delay on
long
it.
enough.
No, it's whether we need it at all, because there's obviously 100 metres in the hangar, and I've got
Yeah,
100
I
metres
don't
in
want
the
to use the
deck,
lever.
No, it's roughly 120
we should be able,
kilometers.
we should be able to do it without it then.
Yeah.
Add a new starter battery. Yeah,
Why is there
well,
a
not
body in
tonight
the sea
though.
here? With a
Add a pulse block before the counter.
Well, it's got to be white.
That's a good idea.
He's got
That'd probably
fish
solve it, wouldn't it?
Oh.
A pulse block would slow the input down.
I'll get the diesel line ready.
Switch the output to single tick. It can be configured to pulse when being switched from off to on or on to off. So instead of having this, we go pulses when it goes from off to on.
You have a pump pumping out as well, Soapme.
Yeah, because
So the downside is...
I haven't specified whether it's in or out. I've just placed it on the pump in and out.
The downside is you can't hold the button down anymore. The upside is it will
remember
just
when we
take a
had the
physical
2
click.
winches, that was to try and get the maximum
Draw
thrust.
the zoom value on the
wasn't it?
screen for easy debugging. I think this will work, to be honest.
Basically, this could probably stay as this is for now.
See, I can hold that down now. Is it possible to change the click sound to something silent? At least it only definitely works one at a time, because I can hold it down and it doesn't hold to zoom anymore. It's cool.
Be there momentarily when the winch works.
Programming tool reminds me of a program I used to use to control buildings. Crikey. I hear a boat.
Oh, game, come on.
You can add buttons to the screen itself. I've not actually done that, XC. That's definitely something I'd like to get into next, is the... Because you basically like have touch... You respond to touches on the screen and work out what they've touched, don't you? The altitude holds basically a PID and a bunch of stuff around it. Where are you, pups?
Teleporting to... Oh, Paul, can you run this down to where Somi is?
I'm coming over, where are you?
In the hangar.
Wait, what? I just
In
left the hangar.
Or grab Somi's
I'm at the boat.
one.
I'm going to be able to make that jump onto the cliff.
Got me on the boat.
Yeah.
I'm on the boat.
Right, winch line out.
Is that this one?
Yeah.
It's not moving.
Yeah, you need to press the... You need to turn the master switch on the side. Master control switch on the right hand side of the boat. That side, that's it.
What? It says release
Flick
connector.
Flick that circuit breaker and then the winch will work.
Alright, we'll finish the thing.
Oh,
Thank you. No. Oh, I can't get up the hill.
Yeah, I'll try to turn to see if you can jump off the cab.
Domino's is here, pups.
yay!
Okay, I'm on land.
Alright, lovely.
Right, where are we taking this?
To the hangar. Well, as far as you can, because I can't move the one in the hangar.
Yeah, they're a bit of a pain, altitude hold
You might
system.
have to grab the one from the hangar.
I've got it right to the hangar door.
I can't get this orange one to move. Perks are being the
Well, I've got it
host.
winching in.
Wasn't.
It was winched in. You just literally retracted the whole thing. Okay, I'm winching it out. Ever so slowly. Yeah, I'm the same, Captain Red. Like, I basically tried to write my own and get it to work, but I ended up looking at somebody else's to sort of work out what they did. Because it is just... There's some tricks that you just kind of need to learn, really, I guess. And you do it by looking at what somebody else with more experience has done. Oh, as if, game. Oh, that's so genius.
Where's the connector gone?
It's just... My character just kicked it through the door. So now it's behind this wall here. Right, linked.
Yeah, we're unloading.
Fatty, you'd be amazed what people are in this community. There are people in this community who do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like programmers, truck drivers, like pilots, just everything and anything. Andy, thank you for 39 months. Mr. Fuzzball, thank you for almost 2 years. Putting back the diesel that we took from Curly Toes. Yay.
Yeah, plus a bit.
Happy anniversary.
Right. It's gone 9 o'clock. Time to leave it there, I think. Thank you for joining. You want to say goodnight?
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Right, guys. I'm going to head out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your evening. I shall be back tomorrow at 5 as ever. So I shall see you then. Thanks to the mods. Sorry I overran. Hope you enjoyed yourself. And yeah, Friday, weekend, woohoo! Turbud, thank you for 34. Stormworks. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a great night, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye for now.